George Bush was once asked if he ever sought advice from his former president father. He answered saying no, he talked to a higher authority. Preacher Pat Robertson said the tsunami in the Indian Ocean was God's punishment for gays. A woman in Texas claimed that God told her to drown all her children. So she did. David Berkowitz apparently got it mixed up and said a dog, which is actually God spelled backwards, wanted him to kill women in New York. He became known as the Son of Sam. A lot of people claim to speak to God and for God. They all have direct, exclusive, and irrefutable advice from God delivered conveniently to their doorstep. I think this is amazing, and I trust they're all telling the truth. But there's a lot that doesn't make sense, like the obvious contradictions in the various messages these people claim are from God. Whether it involves throwing virgins into a volcano, which we discussed earlier in the program, starting a war in Iraq, drowning gays, or whatever, God needs to be a little more consistent with his messages. It's also a little funny that most of these people get messages from God telling them stuff they already know to be true. Like Pat Robertson knows that gayness is an evil thing, and presto, God sends him a message that he whacked a bunch of them in Indonesia with a tsunami. How convenient. Doesn't make sense, but I think I may have figured out a way around all of this nonsense. Now, I know God is all-powerful and all-knowing. I assume when it strikes his fancy, he'll fire off a message to someone on Earth. Why not? I just think something funny's going on. I think someone's messing with God's messages, mixing stuff up. If you think of it, these people can't possibly all be right, but they could easily all be wrong. Maybe the woman in Texas was supposed to kill gay people, not her children. Or maybe God actually sent the tsunami to kill preachers and not gays, like Pat Robertson claims. Hey, maybe Son of Sam actually got it right, and these messages are really from a dog and not from God. That's why I suggest that God show his ID. After all, they won't even let him on an airplane without one. Now, I don't mean a driver's license or a passport or anything like that. Those things could easily be forged. But maybe if he did something really spectacular, like when he carved the commandments in stone, only bigger, like maybe carving messages on the moon or even skywriting, then there would be no doubt, and no matter what it said, the message would be the right thing. Then we'd know whether Bush or Bin Laden or Pat Robertson or anybody else was actually speaking on God's behalf, or just using him for their own purposes. You know, the next time somebody claims to speak for God, I'm checking for ID. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to go check the sky right now.